Uncanny Gamers. My name is Gemini Ace, and my co-host here is
Phoenix.
And we're coming at you. This is episode 1. We're coming off of a different podcast, and we're trying something different. So we're putting this out there because we are lovers of games and movies and music and all sorts of stuff. So we're testing the waters, but this is by no means going to be probably a single episode type of deal. So anyway, Phoenix, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? I know everything about you pretty much except for like what color your boogers are, but
well, to answer that question, they're neon purple, but
I knew it. Okay, so why don't you tell people that may not know you who and what you are?
Well, we were doing another podcast, I guess, alongside this one or whatever, you know. We want to mention it or whatever off of Animal Crossing Friends podcast. And, you know, we want to come off and do strictly all games, you know. Everything. All games, all stuff, everything you can think about. That's what we want to be in, you know. We want to be in all that. And, you know, so, I'm Phoenix, and I'm, 24 now?
You tell me.
You don't remember my birthday anyway. And,
it's in September sometime, that's all I know.
Yeah, a couple months off, but, you know, whatever. As long as I get a present sometime during the year. And just turned 24, and about to get married, and, we live together, and we have a bunch of dogs and animals and miscellaneous things that we take care of. And I like to game in my spare time. That's my hobby. And I work at the post office, and I deliver the mail. And I don't know. I like podcasting. I like hearing myself talking. I like listening to how smart I am, and you know, I like listening to my ideas and pushing off my my thoughts on you and making you believe what I think. And, you know, I like to drink and do a lot of drugs, and crack is good. And Gemini Ace is my brother. We have the same parents, unfortunately. And that's about all that I have for me.
Well, that's fascinating. That's at least 3 different things I didn't know personally, and then one of them being the parents thing. So this is quite the coincidence, because I mean we've been podcasting for like 3 years now and did not know this. So
I wondered why you always came over and podcast, and then like an hour later we'd be over at the same parents' house for the family reunion. I was like, hey, there's the cousin or somebody. I don't know. He's around.
Well, it's just funny because I was usually always just tending the bar or mowing the yard or something like that. So I think you just thought I was part of the help.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be your dark complexion. I don't know.
Yeah, my dark tan.
The afro.
Yeah, well, I got a really, really good perm. So.
J curl.
My name is Jerry, and I do have a curl. So, but yeah, my name, of course, is Gemini Ace. I don't know what's anything about me, really.
I had a good spiel. What do you got? You got nothing.
I got nothing, man. I don't even know what my real name is. I'm married. My hobbies include
I'm married. Oh, God.
I guess I'm married. I don't know. I mean, somebody's there all the time. She always seems to want something, money or food or whatever. So
is it a hobo?
That's a possibility, because I don't know. But yeah, I'm married and have a kid on the way. And my hobbies, of course, include gaming and watching movies on, Netflix and my life away and stuff like that. And I work and have a couple of jobs, two to be exact. And so yeah, I mean, it's just we like to get together and shoot the shit, as it were, and on a podcast. But we're we're calling ourselves the Uncanny Gamers. You know, a little shout out to the Uncanny X-Men type of thing, because we're old. You know, like back when we were growing up, we were comic book nerds, and I guess essentially still are. So
yeah, except for when you try and go to the comic book store, and you walk in, right, and it's like the guy greets you at the door, and he's like, "Do you have a box of comics?" And I'm like, "No, sir, I don't. I'd like to browse at your selection, please. You know, I'd like to look around." "Oh, we're closed." And, you know, he shuts the door, and he whips out his Dungeons and Dragon cards, you know, and runs off. And I'm like, all right, you know.
That's what happens when you go to an actual dungeon to buy your comics.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, the dragon led me there, you know, and I thought, well, that would be okay. And I guess he wanted me to just get rid of the nerds or whatever, because they're like, "Oh, pretty lady," you know. It's like, but
it's funny. That's the same thing they said to me when I walked in. "Oh, pretty lady, oh, sexy lady."
They're like, "Lady in red." You know?
Like, "I'm wearing blue. Hello, Wolverine tee."
We're colorblind.
Yeah, really. All we see is hormones. I don't know.
Hormones, pheromones.
I don't know. Anyway.
Heat pulses.
Yeah, we're like Terminators, or not Terminators. What's that? Predators. All we see is like the heat signature. We're like,
men cold, women hot. You're like, no, my blood pressure's just elevated.
It's the other way around, sir. Men hot, women cold. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, but it's just not like it used to be. It's like, dude, it used to be so cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's mostly because we grew up, you know, but it's just like, you know, it reminds me of that line in Pineapple Express where he's like, "Man, weed just makes everything better. It makes food better. It makes everything taste better. It makes music sound better." You know, it's just like, everything used to be better. You know, the toys used to be better. I mean, it used to be awesome. You know, they used to be like, you know, rare, and you gotta collect them all, you know, and the variants and stuff. And the comic books were shocking, you know. Now they've done it all, you know. It's like, now that, what was the article you sent me? They just came out with the first, I guess it's officially gay superhero.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I assume there was many gay superheroes. I thought I read about one or something like that. But now this is the first officially, I guess, Stan Lee created homosexual superhero.
Exactly. He's called Fagman. No, I have no idea. I have no idea what he's called, but yeah, I know what you mean exactly. I noticed that too. Like comics just feel different to me. Like, and I think one part of the reason is like the comics code is gone, and now they just print anything. Like, I mean, they're just like shock values hype. I mean, in this that they're dropping F-bombs in comics and stuff. Not necessarily the Marvel stuff, you know, but. I mean, and I'm like, I don't think that really has any place in my funny books.
Well, what was the comics code?
It was back when it was like this really old thing, and I mean, they put that little code on your, it was like the comics code, and it had to be approved by the Comics Code Authority, and then, you know, so like there was some type of standard there, but they all pretty much, I think, abandoned that a few years ago. Because it really didn't mean anything anymore, because they realized they didn't need them. You know, they could publish without it and nothing happened, and actually their books probably sold more, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, that was just like the place to go, you know. It's like comic stores, like everything, you know, revolved around it, you know. And it's like, now it's like kids don't want to do that anymore. They want, I guess it transpired into video games or violence or shooting people in the head, you know.
It went from comics to violence. Just direct. It's a direct correlation.
No, it went comics, and then alcohol, and then
meth.
Yeah, no, it went. They have to have a starter drug, so it went from like weed to meth, and then to suicide. You know.
Well, at least we're controlling the population, one comic book geek at a time. So
I heard. Well, that's true, but for every comic book geek dies,
an angel gets his wings.
8 Hispanics pop up in his place.
Yeah, really. But yeah, I mean, and I think that's the progression that I took anyway. Was it was always
comics, weed, meth.
Meth. I'm borderline suicide. I think about it sometimes, but I'm not like there yet. I've only had a couple of attempts.
I keep you say here though. I'm like Gemini here. Take some more meth, and you're like, oh okay, I'm not quite suicidal yet.
Yeah, the more meth equals less suicide. It's a scientific fact.
More meth equals less job.
Yeah. I don't know. I get a lot more done, I think. I mean, I may be sitting there vibrating, but I think I get a lot done. Like that one. Have you've seen that one commercial, or I think it's on YouTube or whatever. They don't show it on TV anymore, but it's a song. It's like, look at me, busy as a bee. Where'd I get all this energy? Oh, meth. Ooh, meth. And it's
That's the best song ever. That should be our intro,
Yeah, really, that should be our theme song when we're on meth.
What if I want something else, though?
Search YouTube, my friend. But anyway, what I was saying was, I think that's the kind of the progression. I mean, we started out with, doing comics, and now, it segued or moved into, now it's games, And there was a time where I couldn't have imagined not, like, buying comics every month or every week, and then not, like, reading Wizard every month and all that stuff, and then now it's like,
what happened to Wizard?
I assume they're still around. I don't have a subscription anymore.
There's one person on one route that I run that gets those little, like, I know it's a kid or whatever, he gets like little Marvel things in the mail. I don't know if they're mini comic books or what, but it's like they're all wrapped in cellophane and everything. It's addressed to the guy and stuff, and I don't know what it is, but he gets them like every week, and I was like. And you know what I think happened to was the internet.
And internet has really the internet has impacted print, I think, across the board.
Yeah, but you can go. I know you can do books and all this crap online too, but they just post comics straight to the internet, and you just click and flip the page. It's like
you can even buy interactive comics on like iTunes or whatever. I almost bought the Watchmen comic, the entire thing on friggin' iTunes. Because I've never read it, and call me a bad geek or whatever, but I've never read it, and since the movie's coming out, I wanted to, but it was like $20, and I was like, I don't know about all that. So, but yeah, it's pretty much a digital representation of the comic book,
Yeah, that's cool, and I think now, I just think people don't like to read anymore. No, they just don't read. It used to. I know we sound old or whatever, but it's progressed from reading and that being an art form, and all these comic creators had all these jobs, and now it's directors. They just take Tomb Raider, instead of putting it into a comic book, they just take it straight to either the game or the movie. The Watchmen, the X-Men, how horrible that was. It's just like, man.
Yeah, because they can make so much more money off of that stuff, and then the merchandising and all the licenses and everything else, and the toys. Yeah, it's all business is what it all is anyway. But I'm glad like Iron Man came out and stuff like that. And those movies came out, so it's silver lining.
It's a way to keep it going for the new generations and stuff.
Well, after that, I guess let's go into our first official segment here.
What was that? I don't know. Talk about intro to ourselves. It's like, bleh.
Yeah, well, if you're going to be a regular listener, get used to that, right?
Yeah, really. I get used to menagerie.
So, I guess we're going to start in our first, our first segment, which is going to be what are we playing right now, gaming-wise, obviously. So, you want to go first?
Yeah, well, do you still have your GameFly subscription?
I sure don't.
Well, I have a GameFly subscription. Sorry if you can't hear me. I had a sinus thing, and I keep getting stopped up, and I can't really talk too well. But...
Just have more beer.
Okay. Beer washes away the sinuses.
Especially when you shoot it up the nose.
That was sweet. No, that's where I put my meth. Is that where you're supposed to put meth? Because that's where I put meth.
I've always heard in between the toes, nobody knows, but I think that may be something else.
Is that toe jam? I like toe jam.
And Earl.
Yeah. And so I get, a lot of games, and sometimes I'll play them, and, I'll keep the same game for a while and whatever. But I had... Oh, what was the game that I got? It wasn't Virtual Fighter 5, it was...
Soul Calibur?
Yeah, Soul Calibur 4.
Yeah.
4. Soul Calibur 4, where you can be Yoda, and then that Jedi guy, which pissed me off because like all the other characters were completely customizable. Like you could be Ivy and you could change her clothes and her hair and her weapon, and you could have her hold this magical sausage and beat people with and all this stuff, and it was great, you know. But I wanted to be the guy with the lightsaber, but I wanted to be a chick with a lightsaber, you know, and kicking people's asses. Well, you can't customize. I mean, I could understand Yoda, but you can't customize the apprentice guy.
So let me see if I understand. You can't add the lightsaber to anybody else but those guys.
Right, but like, yeah, like
say for instance, you created, you made her or whatever, and you wanted to give her a lightsaber. They wouldn't let you do that.
No, but like because when you go online and play, you know, half the fun is like doing, you know, creating your guy or gal, you know. So it's like you create it from scratch. I made Phoenix, and you know, she had red hair, and she had her outfit, you know, I tried to make, like, the Phoenix costume, you know, and stuff, and she had little size and everything, but, like, you couldn't customize the Jedi Apprentice guy. You couldn't use his moves like he had, you know, and so you go online, and, like, you think the most kick-ass character, you know, you can't even be. I mean, you could be other cool characters and stuff like that, but still, you know, I was like, well, that'd be sweet to customize that guy. You know, and supposedly you could buy DLC that was Darth Vader, which I heard wasn't even worth it, you know, and stuff. But I played Soul Calibur. I kept that for a while, and I like it. I really like fighting games. And then I got the Hulk, and I kept it. I played it, and I kept it because it was only like $10 after my GameFly rewards. And
yeah, the Hulk wasn't bad. I played a bunch of that, and it wasn't that bad. The Iron Man game blew, but the Hulk wasn't as bad anyway.
Yeah, I liked it enough to keep it. I haven't played it since, but I'll pick it up here later. And then I got Bully Scholarship Edition, which is just like Grand Theft Auto, but like I guess it's like you're in college, but he said he's only 15.
Yeah, you're in like grade school or something.
Yeah, but it's like you walk around campus and all that stuff, and you buy stink bombs, and you give people wedgies, and you beat people up, and you break into lockers, and you make out with girls, and you go to class, and you have to pass your classes and stuff, and I don't know, it's a little bit too open-ended for me, you know, like the GTA series. Then it gets, like, really redundant, you know, and, but it's alright, it keeps me playing, but I can't play it for a while, you know, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I gotta go do this, I gotta go back to class, oh, I got busted, you know,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, the open-ended, you know, what do you call that, what are they called? Sandbox games, thank you. The only one that I've ever loved, and it's ironic because I don't really like those type of games, but I love Crackdown. It's my favorite, one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game on the 360. And it's just a complete sandbox game, but for whatever reason, I guess maybe because you're on the other side of the law or whatever. But I mean, I just love that game to no end. But otherwise, I'm not a big sandbox type, do whatever you want type person. Give me a path, give me a linear path, and to the end of the game, and I'll play through. And you know,
it's cool, you know. But then again, it's like there's too many side missions. You know, what if I don't want to? I mean, go and help Algie to the freaking library. You know, he's dumb. Go do it yourself. You know. Yeah. But then it's like the collectibles. Collect all the rubber bands. Go to the hobo. Collect all the transistors. You know, it's like. Yeah. Okay.
See, I hate that because then if I skip something because I don't care, then I feel bad. I feel like, okay, I'm not going to get part of the game, therefore I'm going to miss something that I may need later, and it just ruins it for me completely.
Yeah, they do have a multiplayer aspect of that game, which is fun for a while. It's just mini games, so it's like me and Kenneth will play, and it'll be him versus me, and then like they have like a word scramble, which is really fun. It's like just so many letters, and you have to pick all the words before the other person, you know, out of there. Yeah. And then they have geography, where they give you a map, and you have to pull the pins and put it there, and you like have to dissect stuff and cut some stuff open and take it out. And they have like a couple games, like you know, like flying squirrels, and having music class where you have to pull the triggers when the notes come down, you know, and there's only a couple mini games that I like, but it's okay.
Yeah. I guess we'll move off of that and go. what came out this last week was the Halo Wars demo, which you didn't get a chance to play, but I did. But and so far, I really wish I could buy that game because it's pretty sweet. Although a lot of the complaints I've heard is, it's pretty much paint by numbers RTS. There's nothing out of the box about it. It's like they took a regular Command and Conquer or whatever you want to call it, but made it Halo.
I love Command and Conquer.
See, that's the thing. That's me too. Yeah. I didn't really like Command and Conquer 3.
Well, the campaign was hard, and you couldn't find a lot of people online to play it. But I love Command and Conquer.
Yeah, see, that's me. I want to get Red Alert. I want to get the Red Alert new one that's coming out because I loved Red Alert too, and I think that maybe will push me over the edge as far as the Command and Conquer the way But I'm also, if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it on the PlayStation 3 because they have the Ultimate Edition coming out, which is going to have like the kitchen sink and everything else in it. So, but of course, that'll be a ways down the road. But as far as the Halo Wars goes, I played some skirmishing. I played the 2 campaign levels, which were cool. They're pretty easy. You just build up your forces and go mow over the other people. Just have more dudes basically. But then I played skirmishes, and I played like 3 skirmishes in a row. And the first one I was just messing around or whatever. Then I saw that you could, I was like, how do you build a scarab? Because I was playing Covenant, because that was one of the things I wanted to do. Well, it took me forever to figure it out. The first skirmish I played was over an hour, right? Yeah. And then I was like, okay, so how do you, I couldn't figure out how to make a scarab. And then once I figured it out, there was a little lightning bolt thing with a 3 underneath it when you pull up the menu. And that was what I needed to get a scarab, and I only had 2. And I was like, how do I get 3? What do I do? So I was just upgrading every building and everything I could do, and I finally figured it out and finally got it. And then I sat there and I had to save up all my money. I didn't build anything. After I got that upgrade, I didn't build anything. And made up all my money or whatever, and I hit build, And I was like, yes, here it comes. And then so I'm building a scarab, and I'm watching the little rotary dial, the progress thing, go around, right, as it's building. Meanwhile, the opposing UNSC forces had built 6 tanks and came over to my base and just started blowing the hell out of my base, right? So everything's blowing to hell or whatever, and so I'm watching my scarab build, the progress bar on my scarab build, I'm also watching the health meter on my base drop. And it's they're literally like in sync with each other, and right before my scarab was done, boom, there goes my base. Ow. I was like, oh.
Yeah, all that work.
I know.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes me mad about that. Like Civilization Revolution, game that I was just so stoked about getting, and a game I didn't really play. I did, but it's how disappointing is that? And I know that's the thing of the game. You can't always win. But still, it's how disappointing is that you spend all this time, you build all this stuff up, Command and Conquer, and especially Civilization Revolution, where you build your cities and you put your stupid libraries and all this stuff in there, and it's oh, sweet, I build all this, and then somebody just come and just wipe it away. Of course, that's life anyway, but still, I don't know, it's no, come on, it's I lost just by 20 gold, or something, it's ah!
It's say lovey.
It's you can never have enough army, or you try and do culture, and somebody just, gets more famous people than you do, and you're just ooh, I can't, just right at the edge.
Yeah, and it almost feels random, where it's just I'm doing everything right, but you're still not, but, finally, though, I played that skirmish another time, right? Pretty much the same thing happened, except for and as soon as I got into to build my second game to build my base, that's immediately what I did. I upgraded everything. I didn't buy anything else. I didn't spend it on anything else. I upgraded everything. Spent all my money on all that. Had my scarab building, get tanks roll in, and pretty much the same thing, except for I wasn't even that close to building the scarab, they rolled in with tanks, and I was like, oh. So then I was restart, do it again. Yeah. And I did it again, and I finally built it. I got a scarab out of it, and I had some of the other little smaller scarab-looking dudes.
Scarab is a huge thing that we have to climb on and stuff, right? Is it kick-ass?
Oh god, that was all I needed. I knew, and I pretty much figured that's what it would be. But I also had a wraith and a couple of I don't remember what they're called, but they look like scarabs but smaller. So I had a few of those. but they were real good on buildings, apparently, whatever. So basically, I just took that force and walked over to the base and just decimated everything that came in front of me. And so then I was very happy, you know.
And here's my strategy, though, and y'all may find it helpful, and I'm definitely doing it in Halo Wars, and I always do it with Command and Conquer. But, okay, I build up my base, and, I fortify it and everything like that, and I get it, and I immediately build one of those MVPs or whatever, that makes another base. Right. And I take it to a remote, desolate place on the map where nobody has gone before, and I take it, and I immediately build a tiny base, but it's at least another base with the barracks and some tanks and stuff, and I usually will build a third one and put it somewhere else. So even if they come and they get your main base, you can still send troops off to the side, and at least have some hope of something,
like a backup or what, I
mean, you could almost make like the first base like your false base, like go in there like, oh, what a pathetic sad base, and then like, but really your army is over in this other place that you started off somewhere else,
Yeah. No, that's a good idea, and that's actually kind of what they did when I played the last time, because I went through and I was like, okay, I got their base, they're done, and then of course the game didn't end. I was like, well, hell, so I started walking around. I found 2 more bases that they had put up together, and every time I would blow up one of their bases, I would wait till it would like count down, and then it would let me build there again, and so I would put a base there, and so I would do the same thing. But yeah, I mean that's an excellent strategy, I think.
Yeah, I always like to do that, and I remember doing that to you, and I think you were like, oh man, what's going on,
Yeah, I was like, I got you, and then I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and I'd be like, bomb, 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 Here I come with my other 3 bases.
Exactly. So, but yeah, the Halo Wars demo is pretty cool, and I would, if I can, I would want to buy that, but I don't know if I will be anytime soon, because we may talk about that later. I guess you've also played the Mall on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah, before we get into the Mall, I guess, do we want to tell people, because, I own a 360 and a Wii, and you own...
I own a 360 and a PlayStation, and I used to own a Wii, but I recently sold it for meth money.
Oh, cool, yeah, that's always a good idea. But, just so people wonder about what games we have. Now, honestly, I don't play my Wii except for Animal Crossing, so, it just sits there. But, yeah, we do have... Well, our 360 is our main console. But yeah, I did download the demo of the Mall, and I just thought he was so cute. I downloaded the full version of it. And it's a good 200 achievements, really easy. And but it's fun too, the puzzles are kind of hard, but like, when you go through the levels, make sure you try and eat everything 100% and make it easier to get the achievement and stuff. And it's cute. It's a good concept.
What I thought what struck me about it anyway was how it was actually kind of funny. It was funny. I liked the way the Mall acted and looked, and it was kind of silly, but it was funny. It was genuinely funny, as opposed to some of the games that they put out that are like they're trying. They think they're funny or they're trying to be funny, and it's not actually funny. It's just like whatever.
It's like that Doritos Dash of Destruction. And it's like, oh, I'm so and so, and I created this game, and my mouse talking like this, and I'm gonna put tiny little T-Rex arms on this thing, ha ha ha. And now I'm gonna make it a cybernetic leg so it can do this, ha ha ha. And I'm like, God, this is lame.
Yeah, skip all the frivolity and just give me the game. How about that?
Make it decent. Let us design it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought that was what struck me, and that's one reason I would like to buy that. Like to play through it is because it did look genuinely funny, which I don't think many games are.
And it is funny because once he starts eating different creatures, he possesses the property of that creature. And each creature is different. Like one, he's all electrocuted and he's all snobby and stuff. He's like, and he's floating around with his little feet and stuff, and he's just so cute. And when he eats 100%, he burps and he's all like, he gets all happy, like, I did it, Mom.
Nothing better than burping humor.
Yeah, well, if you leave him sitting there long enough, he'll throw up, and then he'll eat his throw up.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he'll, lick the ground and stuff. He'll lick his eyeball. And
that's worth 800 Microsoft points right there.
Yeah, dude, I saw that one Xbox Live game. I think it was RA Dimensions or something like that. And,
oh, yeah, the R-Type.
Yeah.
Governor.
And, please?
We're ordering more drinks.
Monsieur, meth in mine, please. I'll take a
Appreciate it, sir.
But dude,
I'm so glad you got a maid.
he's awesome maid. Some tiny weenies, please, and cheese cubes.
With the little fancy toothpicks.
Yeah, and then put the umbrella in my drink tangs. Oh, and masseuse feet he's hurt. But what was I saying? Oh, did you see that? It's like 1,200 points.
What is?
The R type dimensions or whatever.
Oh no, I didn't even look at the price.
I was gonna go download the trial game. I was like, "Pah,
Yeah.
how much is that? Like $15?
Yeah, it's $15. Yeah.
I could go spend $5 more and buy a real game. I mean, why not have one like a disc? I mean, it may be a good game. Fine, whatever. But I mean, even that penny arcade game, I'm not gonna spend $15-20 on it.
No, there's. I've said this. Anybody that follows me on Twitter, anybody who knows me at all knows that there's not a downloadable game worth $15 to $20. There's not. I'm sorry, I just don't see it when there's no possibility of trading it, letting somebody borrow it, etc., etc. So anyway, I mean, we won't go into that too deep, but yeah, that is a ridiculous price point for that game.
I was just overwhelmed by it. I was like, really? I can't even imagine that. I mean, when you saw the screenshots of it, it was just like a Genesis game, or whatever.
Yeah, it just looks like a side-scrolling shooter or whatever. I mean, it doesn't look like anything supreme, super. What am I trying to say?
Super mind-blowing, supremely mind-numbing. I don't know.
We'll pick one of those. Yeah, just pick one and then it'll work. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all the above.
It's like super.
But even the mall was beautiful, and I could have maybe thought about $15 if it was longer, but it wasn't very long. So,
What gets me is, the only thing that kind of bugs me about that is I've already heard that they're planning for downloadable stuff for the mall, which will probably cost. And that's the only thing that kind of bugs me. It's like, well, why didn't you just put it in the full game so that way we could, have the whole thing instead of charging me nickel and diming me.
That's what they want to do. I mean, they make you buy 1,000 gamer or Microsoft points when the game's only worth 800. So you have 200 left over, and you're like, well, I guess I have to buy a theme or a gamer picture and stuff. But the thing I like, especially about the mall, is that when you go through the levels, you unlock gamer pictures and themes.
See, that's an awesome idea. Then, and especially, I did see a dude that I follow on Twitter, J900. He actually unlocked. It's a theme like an NXE theme. Like it's a full. What do they call it? It's not pro. It's like something else. But it's like the big thing where like all your, when you look at your friends list, it changes everything to like the mall, type stuff. Kind of like the Gears of War theme that I think I got. I don't know about you, but
oh yeah, we got that.
Yeah, so it's just like that, which is very cool because I mean, there's not that many of those around. So
yeah, I thought it was really neat. But I mean, technically, the gamer picture really is dead now that we have the avatars, and the new Xbox experience. But still, the theme's super cute. I mean, I did download the Tomb Raider Underworld theme because she's so hot, and and she's dirty.
Lesbo.
She's like physically, filthy.
Yeah. And you want to know what's funny? I have a Tomb Raider theme on my PlayStation 3. It's free.
Well, that's cool. But I mean, I had the extra points because Microsoft screwed me out of them because I bought them all, and then I had those points left, and so.
Yeah. No, I did that too the other day. Funny story. Like, I think it was maybe like Thursday night or something. I was playing. I was messing around in the dashboard, and I saw they had a Pearl Jam video, like a flashback thing going on, and it was only 160 points, and all I had was like 210 points sitting in my account, and I was like, screw it, Yeah. So I bought this video that I could easily, I'm sure, go out on YouTube and watch umpteenth times for free. Yeah. But I was like, fuck it, I know.
I did the same thing with Batman Begins. It took me like all night to download, but then I finally watched it, and I was like, sweet. And we went home, and we watched, later that night we watched it, and then we came home the next night and said, let's watch it again. Well, it just expired or whatever, and I was like, dang it, I think we would have been like an hour in or something, and it would have expired.
See, that's the only thing that bugs me about the whole rentals from the Xbox Live Marketplace or whatever is that kind of deal. It's like, that's now that we have Netflix, pointless.
Before streaming, it was an option, but now it's like, why not? I mean, $15 for all month long streaming in my brain, and coming in the mail. Even though I think I got up the Without a Paddle 2 sitting over here. I haven't watched it, but
They made a second one?
well, let me see.
I think they made them Without a Paddle too. I'm almost guaranteed that, what is that guy's name? Seth Green is not in that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that bet.
Yeah. I'm going to also assume that nobody's in that movie that we've ever heard of. Christopher Turner, Oliver James, and Rick Young. Yeah, nobody I've ever heard of. Without a Paddle 2, Nature's Calling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't the first one, but
No, it's not.
fine.
Oh, well, trying to drink 2 beers at once.
No, but yeah, I don't think so. Oh, by the way, we Twitter, so if you guys want to hit us up at and our Xbox Live gamer tags are the same thing. But if you want to hit us up at I'm Phoenix8424, and you are.
Gemini Ace is one word. Gemini, the astrological sign, and an ace,
It's 2 words, though, isn't it?
but it's like one,
It's one.
no spaces.
No underscores or X's in front of those. I hate those.
I have a space in my gamer tag, but I don't have a space in my PlayStation Network ID. So, whatever.
Confusing.
I know it's hard. Anyway, so I guess that'll pretty much wrap up what we've been playing, what we've been, whatever. We didn't talk about Gears. You want to talk about Gears first before we wrap this up?
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. We still got.
We're not going to wrap up the whole show. We're just wrapping up the segment.
Well,
We're trying to have segments now.
segments, la, segments.
So, but yeah, I've been playing through Gears of War 2, and so has Phoenix has already played through it. And I know this will be spoilerific if I talk about this, but I mean I'm going to anyway. So
Yeah, I guess Gears has been out long enough, and if you haven't finished it, shame on you. And if you haven't bought it, well, maybe it was a good decision. But if you want to buy my copy in a couple months, then fine by me.
Yeah, I know that most people play it, and there really should be a rule as to what what would they call that? Like when the moratorium on the spoilers runs out, to where for podcasts anyway, if it's like 2 months or 3 months or whatever from the release date, where you could actually talk about, like, say for instance in Fable, you could talk about how you could be good or evil, whatever.
How I killed my husband in cold blood.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You killed my husband, and then you tried to kill my child.
I know. Why can't you kill kids in Fable 2? Okay, so, but yeah, we've been playing Gears of War 2, and as far as the gameplay and the shooting and stuff like that is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat a chainsaw, unless it's filled with meth, and that would be sweet.
I would.
Dude, okay, like
I would have sex with a chainsaw on meth.
Did you say you'd have seconds?
No, I said I would have sex with a chainsaw if it had meth on it.
You said I'd have seconds with a chainsaw. I was like, well, yeah, I'd have thirds or fourths.
I think I would assume that would be sloppy seconds. Oh. Candace laughing in there.
But just think about it, right?
Okay. I'm thinking about it. Wait a minute. Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Like the bullets are like laced with meth, right? so
Focus are like, shoot me more, right there.
The funny part is I don't even know what meth is. I wouldn't know meth if you poked it in my face, But like okay.
I honestly think it's I think it's what you. I don't know.
Is it marshmallows?
I think it's like Comet, under your sink or whatever.
That was sweet. Okay, like Comet and caramel.
Okay. What were you saying about meth-covered bullets?
Okay, so you go to the bullets and meth, right? And you run up to somebody and you shotgun blast them, or you shoot them, whatever. And they're like, oh, meth. and then so they're like riddled with meth, and then your chainsaw's laced with meth. So you're like, and it's like meth everywhere, and like blood and guts, and they're all like, oh.
But they don't feel it because it's so awesome.
Yeah, they're all like, that'd be sweet.
It's a lot different than the actual game, huh? I don't even know.
The actual game, you might say something actually good instead of being like, this is shit.
I know. I think Cliffy B needed to be on meth when he wrote this, or he was on meth when he wrote it.
Just get out of my way. Yeah. I got big muscles.
And it's like Marcus's like thing is just like, if it moves, shoot it. You know, it's just like, really? Because Dom's moving. What do I do? What do I do? You know, I'm Carmine.
Yeah, there's Carmine, and Carmine's all like, I'm scared. And he's like, come on, Rook, you're greener than grass. Yeah. The grass I just smoked with my meth.
The grass I just took a piss on because I piss on everything. I write my name in horde blood.
It's like, okay, it's like horde blood?
I don't know, horde.
You gotta specify, because you don't know if you're talking about the whores that pay less or what, but, like, okay, he's like, you're in this place, and you don't know where you are, you're in the ground, and locusts are sinking everything around you. Wouldn't you be a little scared?
Well, not if you're hopped up on testosterone
and meth, but he's like, keep moving. We gotta look for all the captives. It's like, screw the captives. Get your ass out. And how tiny is your goatee?
Really? When's the last
scars you have?
Scars. When's the last time you washed that do-rag? Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, could you be greasier?
I know. When's the last time you took a scrub brush to that armor?
I mean, Dom looks halfway decent, but I mean, he's Dom and he's sad. Oh,
I
Maria.
know, dude. Seriously, I'm just like, but yeah, the playing through this game is just like, it's an exercise and just like, really? I mean, literally, I sit there and every time there's like dialogue, I'm just like, really? You just really the crazy cowboy guy driving the rig or whatever is just driving Betty, Let's light up Betty's titties. Really?
I'm a gentleman. I ain't bringing Betty out there till you clear out them mortars. It's like, it's a truck.
Yeah, we get it. It's a chick, it's a truck, whatever.
And like Coltrane, when he like busts through there, he's like so black, and it's like...
Yeah, I know. It's like, isn't this a different planet? It's a planet called Sarah, but yet he's actually blacker than anyone I've ever seen on television.
I know, and it's like okay, there's like horde. I mean, Kenneth and I are struggling to shoot all the horde above us, but he just comes busting his black butt in there, and he's like chainsaw, grenade, stab, meth, and then he walks through a wall. And he's like, Coltrane, baby, Coltrane.
That's all he can say. He's just like, come on, baby, let's do some killing, baby.
You crackers are crazy.
He's just like super novelty black, just like hyper black.
He's token meth black,
it's just like stereotype much. I mean, Cliffy B must have literally sat down and listened to like every Dr. Dre album and watched like every episode of like I don't know, I can't think of a Sanford and Son. I don't know.
While watching the inauguration,
Cliffy B just must have sat there like, you've seen Undercover Brother, right?
Oh gosh, yeah, I think so.
Anyway, they put in the movie they put this thing on Undercover Brother Eddie Griffin. So he calls it like the Caucasiatron 2000 or whatever, and it's just like the whole of white culture like in like 30 seconds or whatever. He's like, ah! But I pictured that's what Cliffy B did, but the opposite. He just absorbed like the whole of black culture, and then wrote Coltrane's dialogue with a shaky hand and a broken pencil, just like Coltrane, baby, Coltrane. Oh, that's exactly what happened. So.
Yeah, I was just blown away by it. I mean, you haven't beat it yet, have you?
No, crap, where am I?
Oh, did you get past the rock poop?
Yeah, I killed that goddamn snake thing or whatever, and I was just like, that was the worst. Literally, that was probably the worst level of any game I've ever played. And not by worst, like, difficult or anything, just like stupid. Just straight up stupid. The fact that we were inside the worm, and we were actually, we actually thought that we could find the heart. Spoiler alert, by the way. We actually thought that we could find the heart. We actually do find the hearts, and then we actually kill it, and then we chainsaw our ways out. Like, really?
I thought the skin was, like, impenetrable.
Yeah, he's digging through rock. I'm pretty sure he's pretty tougher than what a chainsaw that I'm carrying on the end of my gun.
Oh, because it's laced with meth and been going through Locust,
Yeah, minus the meth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, it's just like, really. I mean, okay, I understand. We had to ratchet it up a notch because Gears 1 was just too gay. It's just like, really, come on. I don't know.
I mean, even if you're in the worm, don't you think you'd like suffocate? I mean, like if you're like in a human body,
well, that, and I'm
like
pretty
worm. I mean, isn't it all full in there?
I would assume so. I mean, last time I was in a worm, but and I would assume too that you're probably not just the ground is not gonna just stay flat and level the entire time. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that things are going to be moving around and I'm going to be tossed.
What I'm doing with my hand, this wave motion right here.
Yeah, it's great for podcasting. But so yeah, I mean, yeah, those are just my complaints. Otherwise, I mean, as far as like the gameplay and all the fighting and gunplay and all that stuff, awesome, excellent.
Hands down, Horde is the best.
Yeah, Horde's pretty fun. I've been trying to play some multiplayer too, and that's not too bad. Just takes 20 minutes to get into a game, but otherwise. So anyway, we'll move on here, and then we'll close out this segment finally. I guess you can even call it a segment. It's half a show.
I closed it right then.
Wow, it's like slamming a door. So anyway, I guess you want to touch on some of the movies we watched recently or anything else. That's really the main other topic we had. Besides, I was going to talk about selling my Wii, but it's not that big a deal.
Well, you can go ahead and talk about that while we're on games.
Or, I was kind of wanting to touch on maybe some cool iPod apps or iPhone apps that I downloaded, like Wanted. I've been making Wanted posters.
Oh, I didn't know if that was the movie or the posters.
No, the posters that I've been making. So I thought that was pretty funny. It was free there for a few days, so I picked it up. I've been making Wanted posters of everybody, of me mainly, and then.
I know it's like my email has just been full of like pictures of you with like mustaches and guns in your mouth.
It's the best thing ever. It really is. It's like,
is that you, like the one with the wig? Like I could not tell if that was you or not. I was like, who is that?
The huge Indian princess wig with the long braided hair, and it's just put that on there. Oh, it was priceless.
I did not know that was you. I was like, who is that? Is that Ree? Is that who is that? And you're all like,
it was Buttercup.
I was like, is that some random picture? And why is he wanted? I don't understand. $10?
$10. I know. But yeah, so that was really funny. I think it's back up to like 99 cents now, which I mean, it'd still be worth it. But for free, I couldn't pass that up. It was just too priceless to even pass up. So anyway, that'll be our iPhone segment for the.
Yeah, every show you should have a new app.
I want to do that, yeah, and that's a really good idea.
Why am I here?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Just to talk about meth, apparently. So
meth.
Ooh, meth. Oh, meth. So anyway, I guess we want to touch on some movies that we saw recently too. We're touching on some movies. And,
wait, here's my movie.
Yeah, we're touching on. You should honestly just snap that in half and send it back to Netflix. There's no reason.
I don't know what happened. It's been the post office.
Why did you even put that in your queue?
Well.
And there's no good excuse. Just know that right now.
Well, I think it was meant to be streamed, and I think it just ended up at the top. Because I hadn't added a whole bunch of a bunch of new movies and stuff because I've been streaming everything. And I was like, oh, hell. And I started, like, bumping stuff up, like, what did I...
You have a separate queue for your streaming stuff.
Yeah, but some things are both.
Well, that's true. All right.
Some things I put in there to get the CD, and then it goes to the top, but it also went into my instant queue.
Ah, I see.
So I have, like, 250 movies in my instant queue.
Yeah, I got a bunch in there, too.
I've watched Ratatouille like 15 times.
That's not a waste at all.
Well, sometimes I'm sleeping or cleaning or,
Mething.
I love it when I'm all shaky. It makes the rat look cool.
Yeah. Meth makes everything better, including my complexion.
Yeah, it makes food taste better. It makes music sound better. By the way, Pineapple Express, good movie. You should
yeah, it's like on a long wait on Netflix, or I would already have it by now.
You can borrow our copy.
Did you buy it? Oh, you bought it? Oh, okay, cool. So anyway, the movie I watched the other day, which I kind of wanted to touch on, was Max Payne. You watched that too, right?
Max Payne. He dealt out the maximum amount. He had on his pants maximum pain.
Yeah, like DJ Maximum. Maximum capacity.
Sweet. They should make that an arcade game.
Well, they did. It's that Super Street Fighter Alpha remix.
Is that Street Fighter?
Yeah, that thing is Street Fighter, yeah. I don't know if DJ's in it, but...
He should be DLC.
yeah, DJ...
Maximum DLC.
There's DJ DLC this week.
Yeah.
It's only 6,100 points.
Jesus.
So, but anyway, so we watched Max Payne. I didn't really think it was that good. I expected, like, a lot more, like, gunplay and a lot less confusing story.
Yeah, but did you ever play the game?
No.
Yeah, see, Kenneth played the game, and, like, he loved the game. It's, like, one of his favorite games of all time. And the movie was just like the game, and the game was awesome.
So it was really like that with the whole, like, drugs and the wings and all the crap?
Yeah, he had to fight off drug dealers and stuff. They kept talking about angels and everything, you know. But I don't think he actually saw them, but, I mean, you know, of course you weren't the meth addict, but, you know, like you are now. But, but, you know, yeah, evidently it was pretty good. I don't know. I'd like to know if it was backwards compatible.
Yeah, see, I don't know. It'd be something to check out because I never did play. I've heard the Fall of Max Payne is a good game too. So
yeah, I'd like to check it out. You know, see.
Yeah, it's something that you could probably GameFly. Perhaps. So anyway, but I didn't really think it was that great because I was expecting a lot more gunplay and a lot more shooting and.
In the previews, yeah, but it was not until the end when he got all hopped up on blue meth.
Yeah, that was my favorite part, too. You know, it was just like, oh, finally, come on, shoot somebody.
He's like, there's fire all around me, you know, and that was sweet. But, you know, otherwise it was like, I'm sad and alone.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk around and go, hey, say hello to your mother for me.
Hey, chicken. hey, Dark Angel. Yeah. Say hello to your mother for me. Let's go to the tattoo parlor.
Hey, meth addicts. Say hello to your mother for me. Oh, she's dead? Well, say hello to her anyway. You don't know what we're talking about. It's that Saturday Night Live sketch with who was it? Oh, Andy Samberg makes fun of Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, what was that? When did that I need to watch that Sarah Silverman skit where she made fun of Matt Damon.
Oh, you mean that like I'm doing Matt Damon or whatever?
Yeah, because it's in Disaster Movie.
Oh, really? I mean, oh.
It's like the end song or whatever. End credits.
Whatever. They don't even have an original idea in their bodies, those people that make those.
I mean, it was all making fun of, but, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought. You'll have to watch it, but just and see, but...
I'm not watching that movie.
Anyway, you'll watch it and see. I'll get you some meth and you watch it, but, like, but, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, I thought it was slightly funny. I thought it was a lot better than Date Movie or Epic Movie or Superhero Movie.
See, now, I like Superhero Movie because it was different. It was, Leslie Nielsen. It was, I think, by different people than make the Epic, Date, and Disaster movies.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but...
But I liked it better. I mean, at least had, at least stuck with a semi-coherent or a coherent storyline throughout the movie, and then just made fun of stuff along the way, which is how those movies should be, a la Scary Movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. True that.
True that, dog. That's one to grow on, bitches. So anyway, what else have you what the hell? What else have you watched that you want to talk about?
I watched Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. He was like, I have to leave now because my shoes wore out. And I was like, really?
Hey, I'm gonna do you a solid here right now, and right here and right now. You tell me before you watch something what you're gonna watch, and I'm gonna tell you when that not to watch it. I'm gonna save you a lot of time and a lot of heartache.
Yeah, but you've watched stupid movies like that before, like House of Wax, and
that wasn't that bad.
I don't know, I never saw it.
Yeah, I'm all like, that wasn't that bad. The Paris Hilton thing.
Yeah, did you know she's coming into a new movie, like Opera, the story of something? I don't know. It's like
the story of a whore.
No, and it was like in front of Disaster Movie or whatever which says it was awful, but it was like Paris Hilton, and I was like, Paris Hilton.
That explains a lot, but no, I have watched a lot of crap. I've watched. I fixing to exactly say. I've watched Blood Rain. I've watched like House of the Dead. I've watched the Uwe Boll. a few of those movies that are just absolutely horrific. I've done it, but I know going in that it's gonna suck, and it's one of those things.
I knew that too, and I was prepared. That's why I was a little surprised that it didn't suck so bad.
Okay, well, I guess if you manage your expectations, and it's not so bad,
Yeah, yes, sir, Mr. Netflix. Yeah.
I just,
Mr. Wonder Emporium,
It just drives me crazy, but it's kind of funny because, the other day at work, they were talking about, wild hogs, and they're the couple of people I'm talking about are, a little older, in their 40s or whatever. Oh, Wild Hogs was hilarious, and they're looking at me, have you seen it? I'm like, I would never watch that movie in a million years. Well, why not? It doesn't look funny? I'm like, I'm only 33. That's what I said.
You're a stone's throw away from 40.
You can just get off the show right now.
But I think Kenneth watched it and he liked it, so it's to each his own.
Yeah, apparently, but I'm just like, I won't even do that, to myself or whatever. But then at the same time, I have in my instant queue Postal, so I can't say too much.
Yeah, that's not too. It does have its moments. It's all right, but don't be prepared for anything spectacular.
It's not Oscar worthy.
No, but I do think I liked. What was that? The Dogman Awards. I liked that movie. It wasn't very good, but it was funny.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
You should. It's you can instant queue it, but it's like the awards for the stupidest people, and it recreates what they did.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. Interesting.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's like all year they tabulate, the stupidest thing, and so.
Huh. I didn't know they made a movie about that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they did. I think it's got Luke Wilson in it and David Arquette.
Well, David Arquette doesn't surprise me, but I think Luke Wilson's kind of fallen off here lately. He's been in some junk.
He did another movie that I'm gonna watch. I forgot what it's called.
He was in Idiocracy, which was pretty good, but I don't think it did very well at all. But yeah, he's been in some crap here lately.
He came out with another one that was crappy. It's like him and a bunch of women or something, and I put it in the instant queue.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Owen Wilson, you would have thought would be the one to be hitting rock bottom about now after trying to kill himself, but he's doing pretty good.
I know, broke nose Wilson.
Yeah, ugly.
You couldn't even see
the ugly brother.
And me.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's makeup.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So
I've got fake wrists. They're bionic.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I'm not even really Owen Wilson, or I'm Luke Wilson in a mask.
I'm just a hideous woman.
He would make an ugly woman.
He makes an ugly man.
Yeah.
You trying to defend him? You're like, oh.
I'm just thinking to myself, he's kind of hot.
Not Laura Croft hot.
Yeah, really. He's not not Jason Statham hot, but he's hot.
He's not Marcus Phoenix hot,
yeah,
but
really, yeah.
he's all right. Could you imagine Marcus Phoenix in real life? How huge would that guy be? I've never seen him without his armor, but
Thank God.
Seriously, he's like a huge heap of a man, standing next to Carmine. Carmine's this little twig, and Marcus is like, my muscles will eat you.
He's like, I make poop bigger than you.
He's like, hang on, while we're running from this turd, I'm gonna make some turds.
Yeah, God, that was the stupidest thing I've ever been through.
How many tries? To me, we're playing through it again on Insane for the achievement, and we love achievements, by the way. But
I love trophies. Just kidding.
I love Meth, but Insane is super easy. We were playing through it on hard, and it was hard. I don't know if it's because it's the second time we were playing through it, but Insane's a piece of cake. We're already almost to the worm.
Damn, that's pretty good. Well, that'll be an easy Chivo whenever, and hopefully there won't be an end boss where you have to glitch to get the final to kill him.
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's about it for us for this. We had a few other little things we were going to maybe talk about, but not a big deal. We can probably wrap it up. It's been a good hour episode of the Uncanny Gamers. So anyway, I don't really have anything set up for us as far as email addresses or anything else. So you could you can always find me at geminiace@gmail.com, and if you want to email me and tell me, give me your thoughts on the show or what you thought, or we suck, or we're funny, or we should really lay off the meth, something like that. Just you can drop me a line. I would like some feedback to see if what we're doing is halfway decent, or if we should just kill ourselves now. What about you?
Yeah, and you can let us know suggestions, if you'd like to have a little segment, if you'd like to tell us a review about a game or whatnot, or if you'd like to set up like a play date with us, we'll see if we have the game and stuff and we can get together and, if you want to give us a shout out, we can shout out to your podcast and vice versa and, do a little promo and stuff. So, send us a friend request on Xbox Live. I'll go through and delete some friends and stuff, and we hope to see you back for episode 2.
Yes, as always, episode 2. We're also probably more of a bi-weekly show, at best. Yeah. So, next week when you don't see an episode, don't, freak out and everything else.
And we're not too picky about that whole bi-weekly thing either. Yeah. It might be a month, it might be 2. It might be 2 days.
Yeah, really. It might be 16 minutes. You never know.
It depends on how much meth we had. We could go on and on.
Yeah, so, but since Phoenix is getting married in a couple weeks, we probably won't podcast on that her wedding day. Probably.
That would be pretty cool. We already talked about playing Rock Band up there. In lieu of karaoke, we'd just be jamming out. Pearl Jam, rock out.
I can't wait for that. Have you seen that? Where they're releasing the 10 as DLC. Oh.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for Pearl Jam.
Expect the next episode to just be a solo episode.
No, but that's sweet. We like Rock Band too, but what were we saying? Stuff about stuff.
Yeah, wedding and Rock Band.
Oh yeah, send me presents. Just send them in the mail. That's cool. No problem.
Cool. All right, well, this has been episode 1 of the Uncanny Gamers, and I am Gemini Ace.
And this is Phoenix.
And we'll catch you